Good morning, Chronicle crew. I'm here to chronicle my failure. I'm trying to attach these upper front panels, which don't line up with the holes. So I thought I would try to line up the holes in the panels and drill some new holes in the metal, at which I am completely failing. So I'm assuming I need some different drill bit to get through the steel of this van chassis. Drills have gone through all kinds of stuff, but not this. Now I'm wondering, maybe I'll just drill some more holes in the panels to line up with the factory holes, which are riv nutted. What am I doing right now? Well, I'm cutting down the slats for the ceiling rib. I don't know if I really call it framing. I guess it's more like furring. So I decided to use 4-inch wide by roughly 55.5-inch long plywood. So I got a big 4x8 sheet of 1/2-inch plywood because that seems to help with bending. I tried using 3x1 furring strips and out of hardwood, and they were just too stiff to make that bend. So I decided not to go completely end to end, thinking I might be able to do framing along the sides. I do have some additional extra plywood left over for mistakes or whatever. Anyway, I've got some wood to work with, and right now I'm just sort of trying to copy the holes that I drilled in the test piece to transfer to the other pieces, and hoping that my assumption is correct, that they are all exactly alike. My tip for people that are going to do this: don't get burned out on trying to achieve perfection. Good enough is good enough.
And maybe use,
because I've read a lot of stories about people burning out on their builds, and they've been doing it for like a year because they're trying to get it professional, and that's great for them. But I do see a lot of burnout stories from people like that have sunk a lot of money into stuff, and that's cool for them. But you know, I guess perfection is the enemy of the soul.
So I just wanted to say that if you are attempting, and I would say a build, pretty much anything, especially something that you've never ever done before, one, measure twice. Measure twice, at least. Also, this long piece of wood, it's pretty straight, but that we paid a lot of money for. So maybe get something that's cheaper and you could measure it up and practice, for example, cutting. Because what ended up happening was he accidentally cut up there when he meant to cut down there. And so, I mean, it's obviously going to be hidden, but it happens. So measure twice and maybe use a practice piece if you can. What I tend to find is that people will be like, oh my God, I'm so sick of doing this. My arms hurt. I want to just speed it along. And unfortunately,
trying to get these end pieces so that the screw goes in better at an angle. Highly scientific, and it's probably going to end up pissing me off later. And I'm like, damn it, what did I do? This one's just big enough to cover that rib. This one's clearly for the front. The wide one clearly goes there. And then the rear one, of course, for another vent. This one will be interesting because the holes in the back imply that there's something to anchor it to here. There's no ribs there where this is. The ribs are actually, you know, that much further in. So I'll probably just have to drill new holes. So it looks like I'll be getting some wood filler to fill in some holes that I drilled here based on the recommendations. And I'm sure these recommendations were probably based on their framing and furring kit that they offered to us after we had put in the order. Is furring for the walls and not the ceiling. You're looking great, hon. So I still think that we wouldn't have had the ceiling. One guy I saw on YouTube, what he had done is he had put marine grade adhesive back here, and then screwed in some more wood. You know, they said for hanging cabinetry and stuff, but clearly it's probably needed for more than that. I wish they had told me about that before. I would have ordered it with the kit, but then by the time they told me, the other stuff was already shipped, and I would have had to pay for shipping, right, yeah. And more waiting and stuff. But I'm not even sure it's absolutely necessary. I mean, I assume it's just a little overhang. I don't know.
Better lighting.
But I mean, that might be an option too, is gluing some strips back, some wood back there.
I can't believe people don't have videos of this stuff.
They do. They all have different ways of doing it.
Now we have to do our way.
You have to figure out what works for you. I mean, some of these folks are doing, you know, like they're on their nth van build.
That's true.
You know, so they've learned a lot by then, and some of them have different goals and aims for what they're hoping to accomplish. You know, like ours is supposed to be a minimal build.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit more than a no build, which someone said was assembly of stuff. But like one van I saw on the no build, they weren't doing any paneling at all, but they had done the insulation.
Oh, okay.
So we're almost there. I've got some stuff. Nope, you're not even pointing it at my face. We've got some stuff coming with some longer screws for the roof panel, the ceiling panels. Thinking about putting up an inexpensive roof rack because Karin would like an awning. I think Melipron and I think there's a Terra rack that are under $1,000. And I've still got to order the electrical, 12-volt electrical system to at least get that ready to put together. And then the last big thing, of course, except for getting this damn thing registered, I'm still waiting on the paperwork, is to get the exhaust fan cut and installed in the roof. I'm just thinking now that it's starting to rain, I might just ask and see if some of the local RV shops are willing to just do the install for me. I guess we can talk about air conditioning later, but the big thing is we're going to need power for that. A lot of power, a lot of battery power for air conditioning, even with a 12 or 24 or 48 volt system. I mean, the good news is when you scale up in volts and you're looking at the same amount of amp hours, then you actually end up with more watt hours. So I guess that's the other question is, you know, similar to Betty, do we go with 24 or even 48 volt and then step it down? Is needed for certain things. All decisions we have to figure out now or later. There's more to believe.